Hey everybody, this is the My RC Life YouTube channel with Casey Chaos and Traxxas Mike, where we do all things RC, planes, drones, boats, trucks, crawlers, and everything in between. Let's go! What's going on everybody? Traxxas Mike from My RC Life. And today, I'm going to show you how to put some RPM front A-arms on an 8S Arrma Outcast. We're going to start by pulling out 4 bolts out of our bumper. And this piece will come off. And then if you flip it over, you'll see there's 4 more bolts you got to remove here. These ones are quite large. They're actually a 4mm. These two are a bigger pan head. These ones are 2.5mm and they're smaller. Flip her back over. And then if you can see these holes right here, you stick a long Allen wrench through there and you have 2 more 2.5s. See right there? You stick the Allen wrench through the bumper and into the bolt, just like that. Then this should come right off your bumper. Then you have 2 more bolts here. Now you probably could grab a hold of these pins with vice grips and just pull them out, but it's just going to be easier if you take these bolts out and then pull them out, because you got to get the A-arms in here anyways. So it's just easier if you pull this red part off there. This again is the bigger 4mm size. Well, straight blade screwdriver can help here if it's binding up or anything. One thing I like to do is with these magnetic parts trays, I put all the parts together. So you know, these 2 bolts go with those. These are the long ones that went through the front of the bumper. These are from the bottom, and these here are to this part. You know, it makes it really easy when reassembling if you happen to forget a piece or 2. And even if you're not making a YouTube video, you might want to record it, because you can always watch your recording back to see how you took it apart. And grab a hold of these. Nice pair of pliers. And pull them out. Now I already got this one changed, this whole side, so we're only going to be replacing this side today, because I had the right side in and I was still waiting for the left side to arrive by UPS. One thing I did notice is this one did seem a bit tight. So maybe I will pull it out. I don't know if it's just the rust on there or what. Yeah, that sucker was tight. Got some 400 grit sanding pads. Just gonna do this by hand and clean these pins up a bit. Alright, those feel better. And then let's put a little bit of that grease on there. Any grease will do. This is some gear grease. I use this for a little bit of everything. It seems to work pretty good for me. Let's see if it slides in these A-arms any easier. Oh yeah, look at that. I'll dip that in there a little bit and just put a little bit just before that pin enters that second portion of that A-arm there. Yeah, that seems better. Oh yeah, way better now. Okay. So while we're at it, we're going to take this one. We're going to sand it down a little bit too. Okay, that pin looks nice and polished now. Next part, we have to unbolt our shock. That is a 3mm. We also need to get this tire off. Dang. Ooh, that baby was on there, boy. We need to unhook our tie rod end. We got a bolt from underneath here. Put those back together like that. Sit it in your perch tray. You'll have to use a wrench, 7mm on the other side for that nut. You got these pillow ball nuts there you got to get off. Those are an 8mm. Now these aren't tight by any means, but I just got a small thing for the impact, so I'm just going to use the impact. But yeah, you don't tighten those up. See, they have a disc outside on the back to hold against those pillow balls. And really, I guess you don't even have to pull them off, because you just need to get in there to get at the Allen wrench, the Allen heads on the back of those. And you can technically stick this through there and get to your pillow ball. But I just like to pull them out. It's easier. That way you can inspect them. If they're really rusty, you can grease them up and stuff or whatever. And it's just easier to get at the Allen head when you have the pillow ball retainers out as well. Another thing we need to do is we got this anti-roll bar. That needs to come unbolted. You can see it right there. Bolt hole goes through right here at a diagonal. Something like this of an angle. And that is going to be your 2.5mm. Let's buzz that guy out. This is what that guy looks like. Looks like a grub screw with a long pin on it. And then that will allow that to be free from the bottom A-arm when it comes time. Another one what I should have done when I was up front is this bolt here that holds on the top A-arm. Now there is two positions, left side and the right side. Mine's in all the way to the inside. So you want to make sure you get them back in the right hole, unless you want to change up how the vehicle handles. But they need to match the other side. You don't want the right, you don't want the left on the outside and the right on the inside. You want them both to be matching. Now, a lot of you guys know this, but I'm just saying it because there may be somebody who doesn't know it. Now you want to be careful because there's actually a nut that goes all the way through that A-arm, and it sits in the back right here, and it'll fall right out on you. That's what just happened to me. I see where it's at. It's down here by my motor. Oh no, now where'd it go? Now I did it. Okay, we got it out. Yeah, that's gonna go right on there. Now your pillow ball deals there that screw into your A-arms, they're a 6mm. Don't lose your washers on there. Time for your bottom one here. See, I'm almost losing those top washers because of the vibration. Okay, now the bottom one has no washers. Notice that. Now, this should pop right out too. Holding this in is this anti-roll bar is just kind of caught in there. All right, we got that off. Now, there's nothing wrong with this one. This side was broke. I changed those here a few weeks ago, and now I'm just matching them up. I want RPMs on both sides, not just one side. So let's get our RPM A-arms open. There's a part number if anybody wants them. 81522. And that works for the Creighton or the Outcast left upper and lower A-arms. Now these are not tapped. So when you're screwing these back in here, it's going to go really hard. I suggest using an impact because it's a lot of work screwing it in there with your little Allen wrench, if you know what I mean. One thing I will say that helps is to, before you actually get the A-arm on the truck and then screw this in, screw it in off from the truck. Actually, just pop one of these right out of there. Put it on your impact and then thread it in right now. Man, even this 1/4 inch impact has a little problem. Let's go up to my tougher one here. This one will blow her in there a little quicker. There, now we got a nice set of threads in there. Look at it, smoking. Smoking! Alright, let's do the same thing here. There, now we got a set of threads in there. Make things a lot easier. If you want to, you can pull this shock right up out of the way so it don't keep on flopping back down in front of your work area. I think I might just go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to take a little bit of this track grease and where this pin slides in to that hole way back there, I'm going to take and just put a little bit of grease right into that hole. Next, getting this arm, this anti-roll bar arm into where it belongs. It's going to press in there kind of hard. You might even want to measure this and like if it's 1/8 inch or whatever, run your 1/8 inch drill through there a few times. 155 is what I'm getting. Well, an 1/8 inch is 125. So I'm thinking like a 5/32. 5/32 is like 150. So we'll try the 150. Let's see, does that fit in any better? Oh yeah. Still kind of tight, but definitely a little bit looser. Okay, so that's in. Let's see if we can get this bottom pin in. Get a little bit of grease introduced before each hole. Okay, that's in. And time for this one to go back in. Goes back like that. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this. But you just kind of get it lined up with the recessed area. I like to get my finger back there and kind of push it in. There we go, it just fell right in. Now you want to make sure when you shove this bolt in, you keep your finger back there so you don't push it back out. Put our pin in, make sure it's going on the inner hole. That's where it came from. right, that one's in. Now, you notice this side's got these red deals on there. And this don't. We got to pull them off our old A-arms. They come off fairly easy. Grab a hold of them. Give them a little twist back and forth. Bop. They come right off. So that's for the bottom one there. Do the top one. Slid right on. Bottom one first. Okay, she's in. Okay, now line up our axle. Okay. Now we need to take our tie rod end here, install it. This hexagon part faces up. Put the bolt in through the bottom. Might have to lift the front end up a little bit more. Get that in there. Okay. Get that 7mm nut back on the top. Now you can't just drive it back home from the bottom. You actually have to, because this is threaded and then the nuts on there as well. So you gotta actually tighten this bolt down by turning your wrench or your socket, whatever you have, until the nut is tight. Okay. Get a little bit more grease on your screwdriver. You're gonna wanna get just a little bit in these holes. This goes in this way with that little cutout, because as you can see, it fits right in that bit of chassis there, that little overhang. That should be the last thing you have to grease, I think. These ones take these bigger pan heads. These were the 4mm. Yes, next we can put our pillow ball capture deals on here. Now, one thing I like to do on these is I like to mar up the last little bit of threads so these things don't back out on you. However you want to mar them up is up to you. You can take like vice grips and just kind of make it so it rubs the last few threads, or run your file on it a little bit on the last few threads, or whatever you feel is going to do it good enough. As you can see, what I'm doing there seems to be working. Got some threads messed up there. That's perfect, because it's not wanting to just screw in really easy. So I'm going to slightly turn this in real slow. And then when I get it all the way there, this should turn pretty easy. And it is. Perfect. Get this bottom one started as well. Now, see, I can't wiggle this up and down. On this side I can. So it's letting me know if those are just a little bit too tight. So I'll just clamp it onto the old vices here where I got a little bit of feeling. There's a quarter turn. There's a quarter turn. Now it's just a little bit loose. Turns way nicer. That's perfect. Next we're going to put this upper shock. I had this right through the hole there of the shock. So .3mm. Got her. The bottom part in there. Sometimes these spread apart hard. If it gets too hard, you can put like a regular screwdriver in there and kind of do one of those. Help spread it out to get your shock end in there. Maybe it'll work better to pull this top back out And get the bottom in first. Oh yeah, that works way better. Perfect. Got that guy in. Press the shock. Top lined up. Top bolt in there. Alright. Next we gotta flip the car back over. Straighten the car back out here. Flip her back over. This whole bumper here goes on. We got 2 big ones and 2 little ones. Come on now. Get the 2 big ones in. Flip the car back over. And remember the 2 bolts that go in there that you got to run your Allen wrench through your bumper there. Now this goes in a certain way. The flat side is facing up and this curved side is facing down. Back to the 3mm. Alright guys, and that puts an end to it. You got RPM A-arms on the front of the Arrma. Well, I guess I could put my tire back on. Now these aftermarket wheels and tires are so wide and got such an offset, I have to use my raminator tool or get an actual socket because this one isn't quite deep enough to get in there. Heck, this one barely gets deep enough. Look, once I get it on the nut, I get the socket on the nut there. This hits on the outside of the tire. Put that on there. Give her a little torque down. Okay, she's done, guys. Well, that's it for the Arrma, guys. I'm going to have to get her out and give her a testing in the snow. We got a lot of fresh snow out there. Yeah. I got to get my raminator out there, too. Play with the gas engine a little bit before I decommission it forever. Alright, that's it for today. I'm Traxxas Mike from My RC Life, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching another episode of My RC Life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.